Hey guys, Jujubear here. Welcome back to the channel. Now we're going to be jumping into another Total War Rome 2 battle. I am playing as the Armenians, and I'm playing up against an opponent here who has brought Epirus. I'm just going to put it into play here. So, I have brought a lot of infantry for the Armenians. Normally, you don't really see this much infantry, just because they can field armies that are so much more effective with lots of horses. So my thinking is, I've got 3 of these Noble Blood Cavalry in the center, 1 Royal Cataphract, an Eastern Cataphract, bringing up the rear, hopefully saving them for late game for some rear charges, that kind of thing. We've got a Mercenary Cappadocian Cav, 1 in each flank, an Eastern Spearman backing up that cavalry contingent on each flank. I've got 4 Eastern Slingers, very good units. And my main line is going to be composed of, I know a lot of people say it's not a good idea, but I really like these Kartli Axemen. The fact that they've got shield wall makes them more useful than a lot of other units in this game. So I brought 1, 2, 3, 4? Yes, 4 of them. I can count. And I've got 2 Eastern Spearmen up the front, hoping to blunt any charges that he might throw at me. So it's kind of discouraging any frontal YOLOs he might try to execute. So what I was thinking, with the possibility that he brings only sword units up the front, I would have a couple of these Noble Blood Cav to do a frontal YOLO of my own. If he does try to charge me with his own, then I can kind of counter with my own horse units. I'm confident that I can win the cavalry engagements, but he has spent a lot of money on his Cav contingents. So, Citizen Cav, Thessalian Cav, good choice. Thessalian Cav, Aspis Companion Cav, and a Citizen Cav over there. And he's also got a Hellenic Royal Cav in the center. So, very expensive Cav, especially in the form of this Aspis Cav over here and this Hellenic Royal Cav. I'm going to push my Noble Blood Cav in just to push back his skirmishers in and get some good shots into their rear. You can see my Eastern Slingers are just making short work of them. Really doing a number on these guys. They are going to last. This one's already down to 86 men. It's just, you can't stand up to... I find the archers can't really stand up to slinger fire, generally. He has got a main line of hoplites, 1, 2, 3, 4. And on his flanks are mercenary Italian swordsmen, very good choice. Up the back, he's got 2 of these Sam Knight warriors, very tanky units. They'll be able to hold up anything they come across for a fairly long time. And then, of course, he had 4 of these archers, but they all got summarily destroyed by all of my Eastern slingers. So he tries to charge my my own slingers, but I'm going to get a nice rear charge into his units with my own Noble Blood Cavalry. My units are heavy melee cav, and his are medium, but I was able to catch them because they already had forward momentum and they had to turn around and run away. So I do catch them. At some point I'm going to throw in some Eastern Spearmen into this battle, so... yeah, there we go. He's going to move up and charge my position. I do get a good charge into his Citizen Cav with my own units. I'm bringing my Eastern Cataphract around the edge, just so that I can deal with his own Aspis Companion Cav. I would really like to... so I pop Trample here, and I get a good charge into his units here. He does kind of get a counter charge, which is annoying, but I am going to be able to pull down a lot of these very expensive Aspis Companion Cav before he can do much with them. So I'm feeling good about this engagement over here. My Eastern Slingers are just unloading into his Hellenic Royal Cavalry, and he's going to sit there and take it from me. Not really done any damage just yet, but doing a lot of HP damage, I'm sure. He does throw an Italian swordsman into this fight, but not before I destroyed his Citizen Cav. At some point, I'm going to leave my Eastern Spearman here and pull out my Noble Blood Cav. I really should have done that earlier. All across the board, he's going to pull his hoplites forward. I'm going to blunt their charge with my Eastern Spearmen, and then throw my own Kartli Axemen into this fight. So this is the kind of engagement that these Kartli Axemen dream of at night while they're sleeping. So this... they have armor-piercing damage with their axes, and I believe it's a large sum of their melee attack is armor-piercing, and that's good because we're coming up against units that have quite a bit of armor on them as well, so it's kind of like a good situation for my units to be in. I didn't know if I lost a cataphract over here. I may have actually lost that cataphract. So that Aspis companion cav doing a really good job on my cataphract over on this side. So it's got 100 kills and it's climbing very quickly against my Cartly Axeman. Oh no, here we go. There's my Eastern Cataphract. So he's going to pull his own unit forward and engage with my Noble Blood Cavalry. I'm going to throw my own Noble Blood Cavalry into this engagement. It's not a very good one for me up against this Hoplites, so going to have to see how that goes. At this point, I'm pulling my Eastern Cataphracts around and I'm hoping to get another charge into him. I have engaged him all across the board. We're getting some good charges into him. His Thessalian Cav got charged by my Cappadocian Cav. And I'm going to get my Eastern Spearmen into the back of them. So that will probably go my way. My Cartly Axemen have made pretty short work of these Italian swordsmen. But I'm going to have to engage these Thoreus Spears quickly if I want to avoid taking any more losses. My Cartly Axemen doing pretty well. 41 kills there. The Hoplites not really getting kills. Mercenary Sam Knight Warriors doing okay. He does notice at this point that I am targeting his general, so he's going to pull out and eventually try and get away from me here. He does send his Hoplites back in. I'm going to pull away with my Royal Cataphracts. They are getting quite tired at this point. Oh no, they're fresh. I must have popped. What do you call? Second wind. So my Eastern Cataphracts are still up against this Aspis Companion Cav. He's got 134 kills there. Doing very well, exceptionally well for a Cav unit in extended melee. But we got to remember they do cost a lot of money, so what I'm going to do here is form up with my Cappadocian Cav and charge into his Citizen Cav and finish them off once and for all. I am holding up a lot of his units, and I'm slowly chopping my way through them. My Royal Cataphract got a nice charge in here, and my Eastern Slingers are able to pour a fair bit of fire in here. We are going to finish off this. Oh no, we're not. We almost finished off this Hoplite unit with my Eastern Slinger. He's going to charge into my Eastern Spearman. I just need something to hold his Hoplite in place while I can take shots at it. My Cartly Axemen doing a good job at holding up the enemy while I shoot into the flank or wherever I can to destroy them. I'm going to get a nice rear charge in with this Noble Blood Cav. We did. No, we didn't. Okay, looks like I'm just going to go after his skirmishes here. So the enemy general is going to be activated at some point. We are managing to pull down his Aspis Companion Cav. These Noble Blood Cav have done a pretty good job with those Hoplites. I'm going to pull up my Royal Cataphract and chase after his Hellenic Royal Cav. I can't remember what he ends up doing here, because these are still fairly dangerous units. Very heavy shock cavalry. My Royal Cataphracts are super heavy, so I'm not going to be able to catch him. I'm just going to have to chase him and see if I can tie him down. What I'm going to do is turn around these Cappadocian Cav, I think, and go after him, possibly. Maybe not. Actually, yeah, I managed to catch him. Very good. Yeah, here we go. So my heavy melee cavalry are able to hold this this Hellenic Royal Cav down while I get my Cataphracts into his rear. So fairly good there. We're going to get a nice charge into the rear of this Thoreus Spear. Wow, just absolutely bowling down a whole bunch of them there. So they're dropping like flies. We do manage to finish off this Hoplite unit, firing into its rear. I don't know what... I don't know what's happening here. What is happening here? Oh, we got some real buggy formations here. So it looks like these Sam Knight Warriors are doing fairly well against my Cartly Axemen here. If left alone, they will probably finish them off quite handsomely. But I do get a rear charge in here with my my Noble Blood Cav, and we're able to destroy them fairly quickly. And these Hoplites over here get pulled down by a combination of Eastern Spearmen and Axemen. And I'm going to get a charge into these Sam Knight Warriors just to finish them off. So the Cartly Axemen proving to be a pretty handy anvil, while all of my cavalry and Eastern Spearmen run around the field and destroy them. So good game to Drubs. Magister Mullet is his name. Very nice. My unit's getting a fair few kills. These Cartly Axemen doing a very good job against probably their ideal target in the form of these Hoplites. But in the rare occasion that we did come across Italian swordsmen or mercenary Sam Knight Warriors, we did get trounced. So it just goes to show that Axemen are usually very good against helper units, the spear units, anything with lots of armor. They're generally more suited to coming up against them. My sling is doing a really great job on these archers, you know, pretty much shutting them down because before they could do anything, and then doing a really great job at finishing off units and firing into the rear and that kind of thing. His Aspis companion cav, wow, I've seen these guys used fairly usefully. They probably didn't pay for themselves, but they probably came quite close. They were killing a lot of Kartli Axemen. They actually did manage to kill a lot of my Eastern Cataphracts, so that's something. So very good to see them being used cost effectively. Usually, you know, they cost about 2,000. Well, how much they cost? I don't even know. 1,000 something talons, and you can never really get them to pay for themselves. So it's nice to see that working out well for them there. Anyway, thanks dude for the game. Catch us later. Jujubear signing out. Bye.